What's good, man? It's D Rose the Great. We're back with another video. The last video I just did, man, is basically at 1,000 views right now, so I thought it was only right, 3 days later to come back and drop another video with some gems. This video per se. Also, before I even get into that, I want to say I apologize for that last video too. My mic was terrible, man. I had to buy a new mic, so um, but I knew if I didn't put out that last video, it was gonna give me more reason to be lazy and not drop any content. So I was like, you know what? If I could do it with this messed up mic, it's gonna inspire me. Especially if I get some views, it's gonna inspire me to definitely stay active and keep grinding on this content. So uh with that being said, man, we're about to get into this video, man, of how we're gonna basically create like this, like, I'm not gonna say God like that. That'll be doing too much, but we're gonna create a really, really good coaching staff, man. I'm gonna show you how to pick up these coordinators. Find them. You can find them sneakily, honestly, without taking much risk. There is some risk involved, though. There's definitely risk involved. You can end up losing out on your current coordinators doing this trick or whatever you want to call it. But let's get into it. So first of all, it depends on what you like your coordinators to have. Me personally, if you're even somewhat a competitive player and you're active in your league and you're trying to be one of the better players, you definitely want to go after the coordinators that have talent developer, motivator, recruiter. Now, me personally, if I had to choose two out of those three, I'm always gonna go talent developer and motivator just because of the tier three and motivator, which gives you that little boost in the off season, and then of course that tier two and talent developer that also gives you a boost for those player attribute points. So I'm always going after those two per se, but I could rock out with recruiter. Now if my current coordinators are player like coordinators that have that have terrible abilities already, I don't even care if I miss out on getting certain guys, um, because it's like, bruh, I didn't want these guys anyway. So that, like, if my core, let's say my offensive coordinator has tactician and strategist, and maybe just tier one of motivator, I'm cool with moving off him because that's not gonna help me in the long run. So if I go after, like, I swing big in the if I swing big trying to get after some of these head coaches, offensive coordinators, defensive coordinators, I'm cool with losing my current one because he wasn't good. But like I said, we're not gonna drag it on too much longer. I'm actually show you guys how to go after these elite coordinators that have the stack that can make you get the stack of death. Like, because like I said, if you're building your head coach, if you're playing online dynasty, most likely you guys have to use custom head coaches, right? So of course, I'm pretty sure almost everybody goes after. If you got a custom head coach, you're going after motivator first or recruiter first, then you're going after motivator. And if you're smart, you're trying to get talent developer next, because what you have to use, right? You have to use 50 in recruiter, I think, and you have to use 50 in. I think you have to use 50 in motivator. I don't even know if you have to use 50 in motivator, but since I always, for my custom head coach, I always use motivator first, so I always end up having to use 50 in recruiter. So I don't even know, but you might have to use 50 in motivator if you choose recruiter first. But regardless of the fact, let's get into it, man. So I'm at week 15. This is the perfect time because there's no more regular season games left. So there's no chance of any of these coaches either going higher or lower as far as them being on the hot seat, right? So this is exactly what we want to look at, right? We're in week 15. We're gonna go to the coach stats. So now we're at head coaches. We're gonna go by job security. And in all my simulations, I've done at least, I'm not even exaggerating, I've probably done at least 15 simulations today, right? Just doing them offline by myself. I did a few online, but I'm still by myself in the league, so it's really like I'm offline. I just wanted to see if there was any difference, and there really wasn't. So, uh, and I also done the, what do you call it? The default roster and the active roster. So nothing changed. I just wanted to see if anything changed. I just wanted to change the variables to see if anything would change, right? So what I've come to learn almost every single coaching carousel, there's about 10 minimum. I'm just go with the minimum, and then I'm gonna tell you what the averages were. So the minimum of head coaches that were fired was the bottom 10 in job security. So you'll go from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Right? I don't know. Analog wasn't working. Then from offensive coordinators, it was usually the bottom five. I think the lowest I seen was 5. So we'll say 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. So up into the Syracuse OC. Then DC would be the same thing. Usually, no, I'm lying. It was around, the average was about 7, but the lowest I've seen was about 5 as well. So we'll just say from up into this Kent State guy, right? Now, this is what I like to do. Since I know the floor is 20, at least 20 of these head coaches, well, not head coaches, 20 of these coaches being fired, at least 5 DCs are going to be fired almost every trip. 5 offensive coordinators are going to be fired every trip, and a minimum of 10 head coaches are going to be fired every trip. I like to do some investigative work. I like to go and create another dummy league and go look through these coaches' abilities, right? I actually have a doc for that where I got the coordinators. I don't necessarily have the head coach, but you guys could look at this real quick. So you guys see, and I have it separated by conferences. So if I want to go look for Purdue, if I see the Syracuse defensive coordinator is about to be up out of there, or offensive coordinator. All right, so we know Syracuse, the offensive coordinator, his traits are motivator, architect, tactician. And then the defensive one is recruiter, talent developer, motivator. I have it in order of offense to defense. So if you guys want to wonder. So everyone is in offense to defense first. So I have it for defense. I don't have it by names. I probably should have done it by the name because I didn't think so far ahead of, because I did this literally the first week. The first week the game came out, I did this because I'm like, when I get into a dynasty, if I don't get a team I like, I definitely want to make sure I have the coordinators that can help me build up fast, right? So that's why my first dynasty I end up taking Pitt, because I'm like, oh, they have recruiter, talent developer, and motivator. So if I win with Pitt, this team can look something crazy, especially if I get if I make my custom head coach with all these same coach abilities, right? So that's what I end up going with. And of course, I won 2 natties in 6 seasons with Pitt. My team was stacked like 99 almost every year after year 2. So year 3 and on, we was 99 every single season. I think year 2, I might have been like a 90. I might have been like 94 to 96, somewhere around there. But we turned the team around fast. But like I said, so like the lowest for head coach is usually 10. Offensive coordinator and defense coordinator is usually 5. The average though for the head coaches are usually around 15 to 7. I didn't actually sit there and count, do the math and get the calculations, but it was usually around 15 to 17, somewhere around there. For offensive coordinators, it was about 6, and for defensive coordinators, it was about 7, right? So this is how I like to attack it, right? So let's say we go back up again. We'll go for head coach. So we know Fran Brown. Now this is also something you need to know. So before you even fire your offensive coordinator or your defensive coordinator, let's say you see Fran Brown, you're like, oh, I want to get him at I'm firing my offensive coordinator. I want to see if I could get him to hire him at offense. You need to know what these head coaches' primary side of the ball is, right? So like Fran Brown, if you look to hire him, he will never pop up on the offensive coordinator. He will only pop up as defensive coordinator staff, right? Because his primary side of the ball was defense. I think he was a DB coach at Georgia, another school, and I think he might have been a defensive coordinator. So now I could possibly be wrong, right? Because I only looked at it for about like four or five head coaches to see what their primary side of the ball was, and they always end up on the side of the ball that they were known for. So if they was a head coach and they were like a QB coach once before, they're gonna pop up as offensive staff, right? From what I've done now, that's only a small sample size. Like I said, I only did it for 4 to 5 head coaches, but I feel like I trusted enough that that's what it's going to be, right? So Fran Brown, he's on the hot seat, he's out of there. Let me see if there's any other good coaches. Matt Rule, he's a program builder. But for me personally, I like to go after the guys that have talent developers. So before I even fire my defensive coordinator, I'm gonna make sure. Let's see who we have. We got Ohio State. Is he even worth the risk, right? Because before I do this, I want to make sure I go after like 2 to 3 guys. I want to make sure there's at least minimum 2 guys there that I have a fallback plan on. Because if you got a decent coordinator, you don't want to fire your guys for a chance at one for the chance at one coach, right? So the defensive coordinator for Miles Gladden. The defensive coordinator for Ohio State was Miles Gladden. He only has recruiter. He doesn't even have an elite recruiter, strategist, and tactician. This is terrible to me. So this is already off the rip. This is worth the risk. Like if I was to say I'm gonna fire my defensive coordinator and try to only go after Fran Brown, that's worth the risk to me. Like I'm pretty sure you could find a backup without even doing your homework on who's gonna be there. You can find your backup already. But we're gonna sim the week. I'm gonna show you something. We're going to get to this conference championship week because this is the only week they allow you to fire your coaches. They don't allow you to fire your coordinators at any other time. So let's go look, manage staff. I'm going to fire him. Miles Gladden. We're going to keep Hartline right now. Hartline, that's why I said you gotta make sure it's worth the risk. Like Hartline, if you got Ohio State, make sure you keeping up and re-sign him every year. You're probably not going to find a coordinator with this stack. He has elite recruiter, so he has the level 2 of recruiter, which is the second tier right here, which is not easy to find. He has the talent developer, and he has motivator, which is like the holy trinity of like the coaching abilities, right? Now there's videos out there that show you how to make the perfect coach build per se, even though it's really based off how you like to build your team, but I think you should not have any, like, if you're trying to be competitive and have one of the best teams and 99 overall teams every single season, you definitely want to have talent developer and motivator and be a pretty good recruiter, right? You don't necessarily need the recruiter ability on your coordinators. If you got it for yourself, that's fine, but the talent developer and motivator is probably like tougher to like. Talent developer is probably the toughest to find, so that's what and usually the guys that have talent developer have motivator. I noticed that trend, so I'm usually going after the guys that have talent developer as their main archetype. But like I said, did we fire him already? Make sure I fired him. Oh yeah, we fired him already, right? So we're gonna go back, see what coaches are on the hot seat again, and see what their builds are. Their main archetype. Let's see. We'll go about job security strategist. We don't really care for that. Like I said, we want Fran Brown. He's a talent developer, program builder. We don't really care for program builder because things like program builder, CEO, they don't actually trigger as coordinators. So if you hire Matt Rule as a coordinator, he won't have the program builder anymore. Let me see. Scheme Guru. But like I said, the average is around 15 per se. Like I said, Mark Ryan, if you get to that 15, he's probably going to be a guy that's there. I don't know what Mark Ryan's position was before. I can actually go take a look real quick too to see if he was like an OC or offensive coordinator or running backs coach, linebacker coach, or anything like that. But if he was damn, I'm trying to figure out where can I find his history at. I'm literally looking at it on my laptop on the side. Let's just see, right, for the sake. Cause I might fire him out. I might fire Brian Hartline. Just also too, sometimes some of these coordinators and coaches aren't real people. So like, not every single coach in the game not every single coach in the game is an actual person. So this guy I'm looking at right now, he might not even be an actual person in real life. So this is a little risky. So I don't know if he'll be on the offensive side or defensive side of the ball. But and it says he's only got 12 games played with Arkansas. Yeah, so like this this might definitely be a fake person. He only has 12 games, which is this one season. So I don't know, right? So we're not gonna fire offensive coordinator for the video. But like I said, we'll go to defense since we did fire defense. Like I said, usually the bottom 5 is the guys who will be there. So to pay attention. You go around it if anything. You'll see Kent State, Appalachian State, North Carolina, Arizona, Michigan State. Who's this guy? Elijah Robinson. He might be there because I said on average it's usually around 7 for the defense. So we'll send him to the next week, right? But this is why it's also risky as well because you might have guys who might be doing the same thing as you. So you also have to take that into account when doing it. So that's why I said you usually don't want to do it for one person. You want to make sure you go through all those coaches and have a backup. And you also want to make sure you guys in your league have one coach firing, so you don't fire your offensive or defensive coordinator for no reason and they have it off. Like we could go look, you could just go check in your league settings. I have it on right here, or your league might have it on computer only, so they don't fire user head coaches and stuff like that. So, but let's go take a look. Let's go look at hire staff, right? Let's go see who we get here. We get Joey McGuire. So we didn't get Fran Brown to pop up on our first page, and this is another reason why it's risky. So if you already have, that's why I said if you already have pretty good coordinators, you might not want to take the risk for one or two people. Nah, he only has motivator. Let me see if any of these other guys are good. So if they don't pop up on the first page, you might see some other guys that you like. Jim Mora, we don't want him. Clark Leah. He has motivator and recruiter, but like I said, I want that talent developer. I'm hungry for that talent developer. Kalani Sataki. Oh, he has, like I say, he has that Holy Trinity, and he actually has tactician too. So this would be a guy I will go after for sure. So if your guy, let's say Fern Brown didn't pop up on the first page, he's a talent developer as well. I'll probably mess around and sign him right away. Let's see. That's a thought. But just for the sake of the video, we'll send him a week just to see if Fran Brown pops up. But in that week you send him, if you're in a league, it might be another team that comes scoops him up. That I think that BYU coach is probably, I think he was like level 40 or something like that too. Let's go take a look. Let's see, what level was he? Is he not BYU? Am I tripping? Let me go see if I pass his name. Let me see. Okay. We can search it by name too, so just so I could see where he was actually at. God damn, so many goddamn names. There you go. Oh, that's kind of a glitch then. Maybe because I'm in the offline thing, but his job security was safe, but he's actually popping up for the defensive job. That's weird. Hold on. Let me see something. Did he actually get fired? Cause now that's bringing me on another adventure to see something. Oh, you know what it might be? Just because it's Ohio State, like a big program like that, his contract could be up. He didn't necessarily get fired, but he's actually just looking for another job. Like his contract is up, and they didn't necessarily re-sign him, so he might not have actually got fired. He just didn't get re-signed. The game does that too as well, so you might get blessed like that as well. But we're gonna send him to the next week anyway. We're gonna see if Fran Brown pops up for week 2. You don't have to sign. You don't have to sign anybody that first week, but this is the gamble right here. Oh, clicked the wrong thing. This is the gamble right here, trying to get the mighty stack for your coaches. He's still here again. He didn't pop up. Nobody took him. Now this is right here. You sim one more time, and this is the last week they'll actually let you sim. So if you gotta sign a coordinator here. And then I want to show you guys something too after I'm done with this, cause I definitely took this gamble and it worked out. Okay, Jeremiah, did your thing. Okay, cool. We don't care about that, bro. We trying to do a video, man. I gotta get back in my edit bag so we don't have to see all of this. I could just fast forward it. But let's go to hire staff again for defense. Like I said, this is the last week they will allow you to try to sign anybody else. They'll just pick them for you. So look, that gamble didn't pay out. That gamble didn't pay off. Excuse me. But let's see who's here. Nah, Spencer Thorne, you're trash. I don't even want a level 14 coach. We looking for somebody that's like stacked crazy with the abilities. See, level 16. This is a chance, but see, okay, he has recruiter, but he has it on a low level. He didn't even spend 50 points in the yes, so you know it's pretty low. He's definitely spent 50 in motivator. Let's see, Joe Rossi, motivator, architect, or Rossi, however you say his name. Spence Nowinski. Terrible. Oh my God. All he has is tactician or scheme guru, whatever. Alex Kohler. He has motivator, 50 in motivator. He's okay, so he at least spent 50 in recruiter. So this is what I'm talking about. If you have pretty good coordinators, don't take the risk for one or two players. I mean, for one coach, bro. If it's like 2 or 3 guys there that you like, all right, there's no way I'm missing out on all 3, then you can do it. But if you have trash coordinators, it's worth the risk. Now I'm gonna show you a risk I took, right? So I have Texas A&M in one league. I'm gonna show you what they have at coordinators. Let me see. Show you what they have at coordinators. Here we go, Texas A&M. So I think I fired my defensive coordinator. Yeah, I'm 100. Yeah, I fired my defensive coordinator. All he had was recruiter, strategist, and tactician, right? I can't get jiggy with that. I need motivator at the very least. So this is what I went and did. Now there was a guy in my league. He was doing pretty bad with Miami, so his coach ended up getting fired. The head coach for Miami is a fake coach in the game, but in real life it's what's Miami head coach name again in real life? Why can't I remember his name? I'm blanking on it right now. Mario Cristobal. Hell of a recruiter in real life too. That dude, he's doing his thing right now. Ohio State's gonna pack him up in like a week or so, but that's not there nor there. Now let's get back to what I was saying, right? I'm gonna show you guys my other league. This is my actual online dynasty. I took the gamble with because I'm like, you know what? I don't have motivator. I don't have talent developer. Is worth the risk. It's worth the risk losing this coordinator to get something way better. Now look at what I end up getting. This is my league. I have Texas A&M. We're in season 2 right now, week 10. I'm 7-2. Should be a lot better, but look what I get. I end up getting the head coach, who will basically be Mario Cristobal in the game, and look what he has. He has elite recruiter, talent developer, and motivator, bro. This is what you take the chance for. And I got him after the end of season 1 when I fired my coach. So look, he got tier 4 for elite recruiter on O-line, tier 4 for regular recruiter for O-line, and then everything's on one here. Got 1 tier 2 for running backs. But yeah, so my offensive coordinator, I was like, you know what? I got motivator. I normally would have fired my offensive coordinator. But this is what the gamble I took, right? And like I said, I kind of broke my rule a little bit, right? Because I wanted to keep the architect because he had architect on tier 2 for quarterback and receiver. And I wanted Marcel Reed to come back the next season because I knew I was going to end up keeping Marcel Reed. And like I said, look at what tier 2 does. Quarterbacks earn additional XP for in-game goals. So whenever you have like big games or whatever, you're just getting points. And of course, he ended up being a demon. I'll show you guys my team. And then we're going to end the video like that, right? I just want to show you I just want to give you guys the game on how to stack it. But look, Marcel Reed, 93 overall. He was like an 80. What was he? I think he was like 87. He went up 6 overalls or something like that. So, and I still got 9 points to get. I still have 9 points right now that I could use on him to upgrade. And but I'm just choosing not to do so. Look, stack. So, cause I wanna wait till I have like probably 2 or 3 more good games, and then I'm gonna be able to probably get his speed up again, or I'm gonna be able to put up his throwing power again. So, and he'll probably go up to like a 95. So, yeah. With that being said, man, I just want to say I appreciate you guys tuning into the video. This is definitely good sauce. I'm telling you, it's good sauce. Now, once everybody starts seeing it, it might not be as good, and it might be a little bit more risky. But for the time being, man, you guys are the first. So, appreciate you guys tuning in. I'm probably gonna try to make these videos a little shorter. This is dragged on. This is about 26 minutes in. But we're gonna end the video like that, man. Don't forget to subscribe, like the video, man. That helps keep me in the algorithm, man. The first video went so crazy, man. I appreciate the love. So leave a comment in the comment section below too if you have any thoughts. I'm out. Peace.